I want to test two formulas today. One is a thick formula, and those are the colors that I'm going to use. And just to show you, I'm going to get this one like right out of the bottle. The others are already prepared. Just wanted to show you what I'm using. It's my medium, made with 45% primer, 55% water. And the first formula is just the acrylic paint and the medium. That's it. And of course the dimethicone that I'm going to add later. But you see, it's like very, very thick right now, so I'm going to add medium. It's about 30% medium that I am adding per color. Okay, so there's the viscosity that we're looking for, and now I'll put it aside. And I'm going to add 4 drops of dimethicone per color. Now I'm going to stir enough to just incorporate the dimethicone in the colors. Now the white does not have the dimethicone, and I'm going to pour the colors from up high. You can see how thick the formula is, but yet it still has the elasticity to mix. And there it is, our flip cup. I'm gonna leave it like that for a minute. Enjoy my sails because I'm gonna lose them. And now just slowly stretch and tilt that paint into the corners like that. Okay, just take your time. This is one of the most important steps, assuming that our formula is correct. Okay, too much, we will see it. All right, so now I mix the colors that I had left in the cups because I'm missing paint for this corner, and I'm using my little colors in there. And now I am going to try to fill in, because I really don't want to overstretch my paint. I don't want to lose any more cells, so I'm adding white paint, and this is how it looks like. Now I'm going to use white in here to swipe some of that paint. Okay, and of course I'm going to use the torch to bring out more cells in the areas where I've swiped. Now, one of the things that I've noticed when I swipe is there is a lot of paint still in there, and that concerns me. It's one of the problems that I have had when I've used a thick formula before, is that when it dries, it cracks due to too much paint. But we'll see. That's why I'm testing it here on tile, but we'll see how we do. I'll show you the result regardless anyway at the end. So I'm using white in that little corner, and I really, really love those colors, guys. I really, really do. So this is how it is, and now I'm going to switch to the thin formula. So this is formula number 2. These are the colors that I'm going to use, and I have my white. So these are colors directly from the bottle, and I'm going to use my medium, about 1 part paint, 1.5 medium, and I stir, and now I add water. Okay, about 10% water. So there's the viscosity, and now I'm going to mix this out of camera. Now I have this, and I'm going to use 1 drop of dimethicone per color, not the white. So in the previous formula we use 4, this one we use 1, and again mix enough to just incorporate the dimethicone in it. That's how it looks in the cup. And now we'll do the flip cup. All right, I really like those colors. really do. Okay, there we go. We let it sit. And now I'm going to use the white around and to help the paint run a little smoother. But anyway, let's see. Sometimes we just put the white in the canvas, but this time I just chose to put it around. Okay. Let me know which method do you prefer in the comments. What works better for you? And now here we go. 1, 2, 3, and up. So now I'm going to let the paint stretch by itself, and I'm gonna run the torch. And as you can see, this beauty. Oh man, it never gets tiring for me to just see those sails popping up. However, I don't fall in love with them because I know I'm gonna lose them anyway. So I just enjoy them, and then until it is time to tilt, which is the second most important step in fluid art. So take your time very slowly. You notice that I went for the part where I had less paint to tilt it. And that is because I don't want to tilt the other way and then not have enough paint to tilt this side. So I am going to cover, as you can see there, just taking the leftover paint to cover my corners, and then I'm using white to help the paint slide a little bit in there. So I have a little leftover paint that I'm going to use there, and that's going to help me a little bit, and then I'll show you how it looks. Okay, once the corners are already filled, I'm going to use my white to start creating some design. And you can see that there's still a lot of paint in there, but I'm not too concerned about, because this formula is a lot thinner than the first one. And so this is the one I use. So I know that it's going to dry just fine. So I'm just using my palette knife and my torch every time I swipe. And what happens in my experience with dimethicone in a thin formula is that it creates a lot of sails, but they all go crazy. And that's, to be honest, that's kind of what I like about it. I think it goes more with my personality. And so one of the reasons I like dimethicone, guys. What's your favorite lubricant to use for fluid art? Let me know in your comments. Okay, so this is, oh, I have a little thing in here. I need to clean it. Okay, I'll show you how they dry, both of them, right away. Stick around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first pour that I made with the thick formula. I told you guys I really like these colors. My favorite part is this one where I swiped. Remember I mentioned that I was a little nervous because there was a lot of paint in it, but this one is completely smooth. I loved it. And this part over here where I was a little nervous, I know you cannot see it because of the light, but it has a few holes in there, kind of like texture wise. Nothing that cannot be fixed with resin, but nevertheless, I prefer this smooth part. I mean, although the colors and the design is absolutely beautiful. But anyway, I wanted to show you this, and I wanted to show you this one too that I made with the same formula, paint, medium, and dimethicone, and it dried perfectly. So this is just a 4x4 ceramic tile, and it's there. So the reason it took me a while to upload this video is through the week I also made other tests, and this one, for example, is one that I made first and I did not like it. As you can see, it does have some of those marks in there. I don't know what they are. I just know that I don't like them. I know some of you said, oh no, Patty, but I like it and it turned out pretty, but I appreciate that, but I really did not like it. I started to peel it off, but I decided to save it to show you that if you see these are, you see this? Those are the ones that I was showing, that I was telling you about, those kind of texture in there. I don't like it. But anyway, I wanted to show you so that don't get discouraged if your pours one or two don't work, because it happens to all of us, you know. And I understand that fluid art can be expensive as we try, but that's why, at least in the group, I put a link, and I'm going to put it in this video too, for those who live in the United States, a link to Ebates, because Ebates gives us cash back for our purchases, and so at least we get a little something, you know. This is the one that I made, the second for the thin formula that I use. This is paint, medium, water, and dimethicone. So as you can see, it dried perfectly. It's not varnished yet, but because a lady, one of the members in our group, teaches how to make roses. So I want to leave this as a background to make some roses in here and see how it turns out. I'll show you how it turns out. Anyway, thank you so very much for joining me today. And until next time, guys, keep pouring.